Oh, my dear Arthur, you're not going. Do stop a little.
Afraid I can't, thanks. See you soon, goodbye.
How beautiful you look tonight, Gertrude.
Robert, it is not true. You're not going to lend your support to this Argentine speculation. You couldn't.
Who told you I intended to do so?
That woman who has just gone out. Miss Chile, as she calls herself now. She seemed to taunt me with it. Robert, I know this woman. You don't. We were at school together. I hated, I despised her. She was sent away for being a thief. Why'd you let her influence you?
Miss Shively may have changed since then. Nobody should be entirely judged by their past.
One's past is what one is. It is the only way by which people should be judged.
That is a hard saying, Gertrude.
It is a true saying, Robert. And what did she mean by boasting that she had got you to support your name to a thing I have heard you describe as the most fraudulent and dishonest scheme there has ever been in political life?
I was mistaken in the view I took. That is all. We all may make mistakes.
But you told me yesterday that you received the report from the Commission and that it entirely condemned the whole thing.
I have reasons now to believe that the Commission was prejudiced, or at any rate misinformed.
Robert, are you telling me the whole truth?
Why do you ask me such a question?
Why do you not answer it?
Gertrude, truth is a very complex thing, and politics is a very complex business. There are wheels within wheels. From time to time, one may be under certain obligations to people who one must pay. Sooner or later in political life, one has to compromise. Everyone does.
Compromise?
It was necessary, vitally necessary.
It can never be necessary to do what is not honorable.
On a matter of practical politics, I have changed my mind, that is all.
Robert, tell me at once, is there any disgrace in your life? Tell me at once.
Gertrude, there is nothing in my past life that you may not know.
I was sure of it, Robert. I was sure of it. But why did you say those dreadful things? Things so unlike your real self. You will write, won't you, to Miss Chile and tell her you cannot support this scandalous scheme of hers. If you have given her any promise, you must take it back. That is all.
Must I write and tell her that?
Surely, Robert, what else is there to do?
I could go see her personally. It would be better.
No, you must never see her again, Robert. She's not a woman you should ever speak to. She's not worthy to talk to a man like you. No, you must write her at once. Now, this moment. Let your letter show that your decision is quite irrevocable.
But it is so late. It is close on 12.
That makes no matter. She must know at once that she has been mistaken in you. And you're not a man to do anything based on underhand or dishonorable. Yes, write me. Write that you decline to support this scheme of hers, as he holds it to be a dishonest scheme. Write the word dishonest. She knows what that word means. Yes, that will do. And now the envelope. Have this letter sent at Claridge's Hotel at once. There is no answer. Perhaps love gives one an instinct to things. I feel tonight that I have saved you from something that might have been a danger for you, from something that might have made men honor you less than they do. I don't think you realize sufficiently, Robert, that you brought in the political life of our time a nobler atmosphere, a freer air of purer aims and higher ideals. I know it, and for that I love you, Robert.
Oh, love me always, Gertrude, love me always.
I will always love you, because you will always be worthy of love. We needs must see the heart when you see it.
My dear Robert, it is a very awkward business. Very awkward indeed. You should have told your wife the whole thing.
Arthur, I couldn't tell my wife. I would have lost the love of the one woman in the world that I worship. She would have turned away from me in horror and contempt. Besides, whom did I wrong by what I did? No one.
Except yourself, Robert.
Arthur, do you think it fair that a man's whole career should be ruined for a fool done in wild boyhood almost? I was 22 at the time, and I had the double misfortune of being well-born and pure. Two unforgivable things nowadays.
Life is never fair, Robert. And perhaps it is a good thing for most of us that it is not.
Each man of ambition has to fight the century with its own weapons. What this century worships is wealth. The god of this century is wealth. To succeed, one must have wealth. At all costs, one must have wealth.
You underrate yourself, Robert. Believe me, without wealth, you could have succeeded just as well.
When I was old, perhaps, when I had lost my passion for power, could not use it. No, I wanted my success when I was young. I couldn't wait.
But what first made you think of doing such a thing?
Bernheim.
Oh, damn scoundrel.
No, he was a man of a most refined intellect. In fact, he was one of the most cultured men I'd ever met.
I prefer a gentleman fool any day. But tell me, Robert, how did he do it? Tell me the whole thing.
One night after dinner at Lord Bradley's, the Baron began talking about success in modern life as something one could reduce to an absolutely definite science. With that quietly fascinating voice of his, he expounded to us the most terrifying of all philosophies, the philosophy of power. He preached to us the most charming of all gospels, the gospel of gold. Wealth, he said, was nothing more than a background, a painted scene in a play. He said that power over other men, power over the world was the one thing worth having. I think he saw the effect he had produced on me. The next morning, as I was leaving, he said if I ever would come across any information of real value, that I should write him a letter and that he would make me a very wealthy man. I was dazed at the prospect he held out to me. 6 weeks later, certain documents passed through my hands.
State documents?
Yes.
I had no idea that you, of all the men in the world, could have been so weak, Robert.
Weak? Oh, Arthur, I'm sick of hearing that word, sick of using it about others. Do you really think it's weakness that yields to temptation? I tell you, in times like this, it takes courage, strength and courage to yield to. I had that courage. The next morning, I sat down and wrote Baron the letter this woman now holds. He made £750,000 over the transaction.
And you?
I received £110,000.
You're worth more, Robert. But tell me, did you ever suffer any regret for what you had done?
No. I felt that I had fought the century with its own weapons and won.
You thought you had won.
Yes, I thought so. But what can be done? What is there to be done?
I can't tell you at present. I have not the smallest idea. But everyone has some weak point. There is some flaw in each one of us. My father tells me that even I have faults. Perhaps I have. I don't know.
In defending myself against mischiefly, I have the right to use any weapon I can find, have I not?
In your place, I don't think I should have the smallest scruple in doing so. She is thoroughly well able to take care of herself.
Then I should send a cipher telegram to the embassy in Vienna to inquire if there is anything known against her. Is Mr. Shepard in his room?
Yes, Sir Robert.
Have this sent to the embassy in Vienna in cipher. There must not be a moment's delay.
Yes, Sir Robert.
Arthur, you have been a thoroughly good friend to me. A thoroughly good friend indeed. You have enabled me to tell you the truth.
The truth is a thing I get rid of as soon as possible. That habit, by the way, makes one very unpopular at the club with the older members. They call it being conceited. Perhaps it is.
Oh, I would to God I had been able to live the truth, to tell the truth. Truth is the great thing in life.
Good afternoon, Lord Goring.
Good afternoon, Lady Chiltern. Have you been in the park?
No, I have just come from the Women's Liberal Association, but by the way, Robert, your name was received with loud applause. And now I have come here to have my tea. You will wait and have some tea, won't you?
I'll wait for a short time, thanks.
I will be back in a moment. I'm only going to take my hat off.
Oh, please don't! It is so pretty! One of the prettiest hats I've ever seen. I hope the Wind Liberal Association received it with loud applause.
Oh, we have much more important work than look at each other's bonnets, Lord Goring.
I don't know what to do, Arthur. My life seems to have crumbled about me. I'm a ship without a rudder and a night without a star. I shall see you soon, Arthur, shan't I?
Certainly, whenever you like.
Thank you.
You're not going, Robert.
Dear, I have some letters to write.
You work too hard, and you're looking so tired.
It's nothing, dear, nothing.
Do sit down. I'm so glad you have called. I want to talk to you about, well, not about bonnets or Women's Liberal Association.
You want to talk to me about Mrs. Shively?
Yes, you have guessed it. After you left last night, I have found out that what she had said was really true. Of course, I made Robert write her letter at once, withdrawing his promise.
So he gave me to understand.
To have kept it would have been a stain on a career that has been stainless always. Robert must be above reproach. He's not like other men. He cannot afford to do what other men do. Don't you agree with me, Lord Goring? You're his greatest friend. You are greatest friend. No one except myself knows Robert better. He has no secrets from me, and I don't think he has any from you.
He certainly has no secrets from me. At least I don't think so. Lady Chiltern, I have sometimes thought that perhaps you are a little hard on some of your views on life. I think that often you don't make sufficient allowances. In every nature there are elements of weakness, or worse than weakness. Supposing, for instance, that any public man, my father, or Lord Merton, or Robert, say, had written years ago some foolish letter.
What do you mean by a foolish letter?
A letter gravely compromising one's position. I am only putting an imaginary case.
Robert is as incapable of doing a foolish thing as he is of doing a wrong thing.
Nobody is incapable of doing a foolish thing. Nobody is incapable of doing a wrong thing. Lady Chiltern, if you are ever in trouble, trust me absolutely, and I'll help you in every way I can. If you ever want me, come to me for my assistance, and you shall have it.
Lord Goring, you're talking quite seriously. I have never heard you talk seriously before.
You must excuse me. It won't occur again if I can help it.
But I like you to be serious.
Dear Gertrude, don't say such a dreadful thing. Seriousness would be very unbecoming for him. Good afternoon, Lord Goring. Pray be as trivial as you can.
I should like to, but I'm afraid I'm a little out of practice this morning. And besides, I have to be going now.
Oh, just when I have come in. What dreadful manners you have. I'm sure you were very badly brought up.
I was.
Oh, I wish I had brought you up.
I'm so sorry you didn't.
Oh, well, it's too late now, I suppose.
I'm not so sure.
Will you ride tomorrow morning?
Yes, it's 10.
Don't forget.
Of course I shan't. By the way, Lady Chiltern, there is no list of your guests in the Morning Post of today. It has apparently been crowned out by the County Council or the Lambeth Conference, or something equally boring. I have a particular reason for asking you. Could you let me have a list?
I'm sure Mr. Trafford will be able to give you one.
Thanks so much.
Dr. Trafford is the most useful person in London.
And who is the most ornamental?
I am.
How clever of you to guess it. Goodbye, Lady Chiltern. You'll remember what I said to you, won't you?
Yes, but I don't know why you said it to me.
I hardly know myself. Goodbye, Miss Mabel.